Hello and welcome back to another AutoCAD 3D CAD clip using AutoCAD 2007. And just before I get started here, I've just got a couple of wee announcements. If you go onto the internet and you go to cadclips.com, you'll notice that down on the left hand side here there's lots of free CAD clips that you can go and download, and specifically some AutoCAD 2006 3D lessons, which I encourage you to go and have a look at and download these as well. No cost, no login or anything to do. And then we've also got some Revit and architectural desktop and some other more advanced stuff down in here, so have a look inside of there. The other thing you should do is on one of my blogs here, Learn AutoCAD, is I've added a suggest 3D AutoCAD CAD clip link here, and you can click on here. Just send me an email on requesting a CAD clip specifically to AutoCAD 2007 3D. Send me an email and we'll get that CAD clip done and post it up there for you. So meanwhile, back in our AutoCAD, we're talking about the Copy Face tool, and the Copy Face tool creates a region of a face from some existing face or piece of solid geometry. So what we can do is we can create, after we have created and unioned our objects together, sometimes we want to create either a polyline or we want to be able to quickly get that face or that shape. And you can't really use the hatch command to do it, or the boundary command, so there's an intermittent step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on here and I'm going to go to my solid editing toolbar to start with, and right in here there's a copy face, and there's a bunch of other ones that I cover in some of my other videos that I encourage you to have a look at, and then we might cover some more as time goes on. And this is outside of our dashboard because some of this is redundant and some of it is, you can see there is some similarities over here, and then there's also some new ones. So copy face is only on here. So I'm going to do copy face, and then it's going to ask me to pick a face. So I can just, hover over maybe the top of this little transom here, or solarium, and then hit an enter, and it says base point. So I'm copying it. So I'm just going to pick a base point, for example, from here to say there. Oh, and I picked the wrong face. I picked the outside face. So there's an example of, doing kind of the wrong thing. Now it does leave you in the command. I'm going to hit an enter and an enter, and you can have a look at some more of those prompts. But there, what's happened is if I list this, okay, it's a region, and if I list this, it's a surface. Okay, so depending on what I've selected will depend on what I get, and from that you can then use that to create other geometry or explode it, or if you explode this, it turns it back into basic geometry. And I'm going to go just to my regular 3D, and you can see that maybe you need that geometry to append your model somehow. So it's basically extracting linear geometry from your object. So that's one aspect. Okay, now let's maybe look at the top, over here, the top surface. I'm going to use a shift middle mouse button. Now, to get that edging, I'm going to have to make sure that that little penthouse and the top of this building are in fact union. So I'll get that line that goes around. So here I go, copy face, and I'm just going to hover. Now, don't pick an edge. If you pick an edge, which is I think what I did the last time, you will get both sides of the adjacent corner. So you want to make sure you kind of pick right up on top. Notice it highlights a line that goes around here. And then I'm going to hit an enter, base point, because I am copying it over to, here. And then I'm going to hit escape and cancel out of it. Okay, now I'm going to go to maybe my top view. My view toolbar has been closed off. So I'm going to bring that back, go back to my top view, and then this is what I've created. So I'm just going to take this and move it over. Okay, I can list this. Okay, it's a region, etc., etc. Now with that region, I can do a couple different things. I can explode it if I want, and then it's all just basically broken into lines. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, I'm going to undo that back so it's still a region. I can hatch that maybe. I can go hatch, and I can do add a pick point, pick in here. Oh, doesn't like that, just curious. Maybe if I do select object and pick pick my region, enter, and then maybe change my scale to be 10 just in case, do a preview. Oh, it's finding different geometry there. Now we can also take this and we can create a boundary. We can type BO for boundary, okay, like the hatch command, and I can say pick point, and I can pick a point inside of there and hit OK. Now I'm not getting what I want, so I'm going to go to a 3D view here. Okay. I might have to explode that first, but I should be able to do a boundary by doing pick point and picking in here. It's not liking that, is it? Okay, so maybe I have to explode that and then try my boundary command. Doesn't like that. I'm going to undo that back to a boundary, back to a region. And I seem to be struggling here trying to convert this region to a polyline, and I'm just trying to demonstrate some of the different things you can do with the copy face tool. So I think in worst case scenario I'm just going to take this and explode this, or actually what I should do before I explode it is you can take that, by the way, and you can extrude that as an object to start with. So once you take that shape and you copy the face, you can extrude it. I should point that out before I explode it. Okay, or you can explode this, okay, and then you can take this and use your polyline edit and then say join, I guess really taking the long way around, enter, and then if you list it, it's now a polyline. And I thought for sure there was a trick on converting a region to a polyline. So with that copy face tool, you can copy the face, then you can take that region, you can explode it, you can trace around it, you can try playing with it and do some stuff with it, maybe read up on regions, and you can extrude it. And sometimes you're doing this because you're trying to create a negative geometry, or you're going to go in and try to do some editing or something inside of here. Okay, we can look at here, these two objects here are not union together yet. So if I go inside of here, and use my copy face and I pick on the top there, enter, from this point to this point, I'm only going to get that one face. And then you can look at some other options down here, rotate, extrude, and then work that way up, or you can go just into here, do your extrude, and then take that for whatever reason. Okay, it's all a matter of just editing the geometry. So copy face, wouldn't matter what object we have. I don't think we have anything too complicated in here. This was probably the most complicated surface we have, so there's nothing to it. Copy face, pick a point somewhere here, enter, and then pick a point where you want to copy it to, hit escape, and then from there you can go in and extrude it, or do some other stuff with it. Oh, pick the wrong extrude one. It's just a matter of, it's an intermittent way of getting geometry and extracting partial geometry from your existing solids.